I do have a message for you, but as always, only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I feel like you're the type of person that usually takes things head on. You're someone that's very outspoken, someone that's very sure, you're very bold, and you seem to be the type of person that you're not scared. You're not scared to face things head on and to like that's the type of mentality that you have. You have a very strong mindset. You're probably the type of person that you prepare yourself and you seem to be always thinking about what's next. But for some reason here you have lately been feeling, maybe you've been having some financial problems, or maybe you haven't been feeling very good. Maybe you've been feeling under the weather. Having a cold could be significant here. You may have been feeling kind of like having imposter syndrome, or you're someone that's feeling kind of a little lost in their way, maybe a little bit isolated. Maybe you've been um, alone in your thoughts a lot. So what I'm sensing here is you're someone that, yeah, you like to take things head on, but lately you've been isolating yourself. What's going on with that? You've been isolating yourself. You've been kind of like in your thoughts. Um, and it's kind of having you feel, you know, kind of lonely, you know? So I'm also sensing here that you've been procrastinating a little bit. Okay, so what is going on here? So I feel like because you've been procrastinating, it's been kind of weighing on you a little bit. You've been feeling kind of, I'm hearing you've been feeling shame, or you've been feeling like your confidence is a little off because your thoughts are not matching your actions. You could be procrastinating in maybe a certain responsibility that you feel like you're responsible for, just because you have this energy of someone that's, it almost seems like your actions are not meeting the expectations that you've set for yourself, is what I'm getting here. And also, it has you feeling a little bit drained. You've been feeling a little bit drained emotionally, been kind of being a little bit pessimistic. So, what I'm seeing here is your thoughts are very powerful. And I feel like during this time, because you do tend to be in your thoughts a lot, and you've been kind of associating this certain specific action that you should be taking, that it's got you feeling drained, a little negative, a little out of touch with yourself. And it's not really matching what you see in your head. What you see in your head. So I'm kind of feeling here that Spirit wants you to start grounding yourself. Start grounding yourself and start taking small practical steps. And this is a time to nurture yourself and really embrace your self-care. You may be inclined to go on a walk. You may be inclined to step out into nature, to do something that is self-care. Again, this message seems to be your thoughts. Your thoughts. Your thoughts are very powerful here. And I feel like that's going to be probably the focus on this video. As always, only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Don't try to make the message fit for you. It's not always going to be for everyone. This is a collective, a general type of reading, type of energy, type of channel. I feel like during this time, community is going to be very important, where you surround yourself. And that has been kind of a reoccurring theme here. But I do feel like right now, you need to ground yourself. You need to ground yourself. And let's pull here an angel number. Shuffle these real quick. Let's pull an angel number and see an angel message here for the collective right now, so we have a clear picture. So you have here 0707. Okay, and it says compromise. Release what no longer serves you and let go of grudges. Openly express your emotions and seek compromise. When understanding is lacking, it's best to move forward, embrace the truth, and it will set you free. Okay, self-awareness, forgiveness, empathy, professionalism, resilience, and freedom. Yeah. So that's kind of the energy that I was feeling here. You've been a lot in your thoughts lately, and you've been kind of shaming yourself because it seems like your actions are not matching those thoughts or those expectations that you have of yourself. And this could be because you're someone that, you're very excited about what you want to do. You're someone that you like to take things head on. You have bold ideas. You have ideas that really, they're really big. And this is the thing, there's nothing wrong with that. So whenever I feel like you're the type of person, because of that, you feel like you have a responsibility to fulfill, right? So probably you could just be having so many big ideas right now, so many big ideas that you're kind of overwhelming yourself to the point where it's causing you to procrastinate. Okay? We've all been there. And there's no shame in that. And what this number is genuinely trying to tell you is you got to let it go. You got to let go of that shame of feeling like because you haven't executed that you can't move forward. You have to let go of that and express yourself. And one of the ways you can do that is to start grounding yourself. Come back down to earth. When we get into our thoughts, when we get into our head, sometimes it can be a beautiful place of creation, imagination. We start to feel like we are really connecting with ourselves, and that's a beautiful thing. But however, when we start to kind of shame ourselves, kind of like suppress ourselves, and we're not really balancing ourselves, we can stem. Okay. This can stem from, childhood. This can stem from childhood. Maybe things were always hard for you, or maybe your parents or some type of authoritative figure would kind of be hard on you and kind of put these certain expectations on you that if you didn't do them, there was a lot of shame here. There was a lot of grudges. So I feel like Spirit really wants you to know that right now is a time for you to release what no longer is serving you. It's time for you to release what no longer is serving you. I think it's you have to kind of come to a point where you're compromising in the sense of having self-awareness and truly letting yourself go from that responsibility or that guilt of things having to look a certain way. Again, and as I mentioned earlier, you could be having a cold. You could be experiencing a lot of loneliness right now. Maybe you're having some type of financial problem and it's kind of overwhelming you a little bit. You could be feeling very low in energy. Some of you may be feeling sick right now. And it's maybe making you feel a little down because you're not able to act. Maybe because you're sick, you're not able to perform in the same way that you usually do. That could be significant. Yeah, so that could put you, kind of in your feelings, making you feel drained, emotional, kind of feeling empty. So yeah, Spirit really wants you to know is, release, let it go. Kind of allow yourself to to feel what you have to feel and let go of that, and you know, not put yourself in this shame loop. Maybe you could be holding on to some past regrets in your life. Maybe there's something in your life that you truly regret, and it's putting you in a low vibration. And I like to be careful when I use that word, because it's just meaning like putting you in a sense of, you know, in a shame loop where you're constantly putting yourself down or doubting yourself, or you're just feeling, you know, you're just drowning yourself deeper in that sense. So there is a lot of, you know, healing that needs to be involved here during this time. A lot of nurturing. I feel like you need to come to a point where you're stop being so hard on yourself. You know, love on yourself, ground yourself, understand that perfectionism isn't going to really take you anywhere. And yes, the ideas that you have, you do want to execute them, and you can execute them, but you also have to understand of not being so hard on yourself during this time, and really kind of center yourself back. And I'm being guided here to say, you know, breathe. Try maybe some breathing exercises. Try something that will kind of ground you and kind of relax you and kind of just balance out that energy. So let's see what else does this collective need to hear. Just clear that they need to hear during this time. Yeah, self-love. Right now is the time for you to love on yourself. I feel like you can get a little bit ahead of yourself. And what I mean by that is you're just so excited all the time because you have all these wonderful ideas, and as you should be. But I feel like one of the things that you're neglecting right now is nurturing yourself. That's self-love, and that is so important, especially during this time. Butterflies can be significant. Moons can be significant. Love is the foundation. It's the foundation of everything. You know, especially when you have this dream, when you have an idea, when you have something so special that you want to bring and to materialize. And I feel like that's a step that sometimes we forget to take, because we can get really used to this hustle hard and go hard and kind of burn out and grinding, but we forget that there needs to be a balance when it comes to, and when you practice self-love and when you practice self-care, it brings you back and it grounds you, and it reminds you that you yourself is all you need, that you yourself are enough. And that is so important here. And then we also pull this card, Divinity. Okay, clocks could be significant here. Blue butterflies, blue jays, blue birds could be very significant here. I feel like your angels, they have been trying to communicate with you. Every moment is filled with divinity. Cherish it. That's very significant here. You could be in a situation where you feel like you have to rush. Dragonflies could be significant. Where I feel like you're feeling like your time is running out or something. Like you're just rushing. Like you're trying to rush the process, or you're trying to kind of just get there faster. This analogy is coming to my mind, the tortoise and the hare. You know, I feel like there is a lot that you can learn from the process. I feel like is what Spirit wants you to hear, is that there is no rush, because we are timeless and limitless beings. And I think it's important to remind you of that. You are a divine being, and every moment is filled with divinity. You know, cherish every moment. So strongly here is you should genuinely just enjoy being. Enjoy the process. There's a lot to learn in the process. I feel like what you are learning during this time, during your journey, is going to teach you the beauty of stillness, the beauty of just being free, and being okay with you being enough. Sevens could be significant. 777. Yeah. I feel like you are just someone that it kind of reminds me like of a teenager. You know, teenagers, if you remember being a teenager, I feel like they know everything, right? Teenagers, there's comes this feeling when you're growing up. You start to think that you know better, and it's also innocent. It's nothing like, I'm not getting anything arrogant or cocky or anything like that, but I feel like there's just this self-assurance and this boldness about you that, you know, you want it and you want it now. You know, you want to grow up fast, right? And then when you do enter adulthood and you grow up fast, you realize, you know, you should have just enjoyed the moment. You should have enjoyed the beauty is in the journey and not in the destination. So, yeah. So, yes, I feel like freedom comes from your inner liberation. Yeah, so kites could be significant here. The sunrise could be significant. Maybe you're someone that, you know, you're probably an early riser. You're probably someone that enjoys the golden hour. There's something about you here, kind of sitting and just enjoying the beautiful things in life is what I'm hearing here. Maybe you can try to, when the sun is setting or when the sun is barely rising in the morning, just sit there and just soak up the sun and just feel and be present. I feel like your spirit guides want you to know the beauty of being present, the beauty of not having everything figured out all the time. I feel like, yeah, so again, going back to the teenager analogy, right? I feel like, you know, when you're a teenager, you want to grow up so fast. You want to grow up so fast. You want things to go quickly, and you want to get to the destination quick. But I feel like your spirit guides want you to know that to have confidence that everything is going to play out even better than you imagine. And I think that's important that it's highlighting that, because when we're teenagers, we don't really see the bigger picture. We don't really see what's, you know, what could truly be possible, what could truly be out there. We kind of just see things from one perspective. But I feel like your spirit guides really want you to know you're just getting a glimpse. You're just getting a glimpse of how good it's going to get. Believe in yourself. Believe in your worth. That is very strong here. Believe in your worth, that you already are enough, that you already are whole and divine. You're just getting a little glimpse here of how beautiful your life is going to get, of how beautiful things are on the other side, right? Don't allow yourself to get to this point where, you know, you're only thinking that things can only materialize in one way. It can come in so many different ways, unimaginable ways where you probably couldn't even think that it could be possible, right? So have an open mind and allow yourself to go with the flow and to get in touch with yourself and to ground yourself. You know, when you ground yourself and you go within, you're able to obtain just a deeper knowledge and a deeper wisdom about things, you know? So I feel like spirit is really guiding you here to understand that you are enough and that the beauty is in the journey right now. And you could be feeling, like I said, just this changing of energy. There could be a lot of shedding happening right now, a lot of shedding of emotions, maybe a lot of tears, maybe a lot of confusion, because you're like, you know, what I feel or what I'm thinking about isn't matching what I'm seeing in my outer reality. And it's making me feel like, you know, I should be doubting myself, or, you know, what's going to happen here? You know, I'm not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not seeing what I want to see in my material world. And, you know, yeah. So here at the bottom of the deck, fives could be significant for you. Maybe you've been seeing fives, sevens could be very significant. Yeah, you're going to experience an unexpected shift here. Divine guidance, love, intuition, adaptability, new opportunities. A sudden change is coming, encouraging you to follow your true passions. While it may disrupt your current path, it will lead you to where you belong, whether that's a loving relationship, your dream career, or a new location. Embrace the unexpected, trust your instincts, and welcome the opportunities that arise. Yes. So it's becoming more clear here that the blessing is in understanding that you are divinely guided. You are divinely guided, and you're going to experience this unexpected shift. You're going to experience this spiritual upgrade, okay, where you get to tap more into your intuition, where you get to trust your instincts more. And when you start to allow yourself to just be, you're going to actually see those opportunities. You're actually going to be able to focus on those opportunities instead of focusing on what you don't have. That's very coming up very strong here. Don't focus on what you don't have here. Focus on just being and listening to that still small voice and developing a stronger and healthier relationship with yourself and staying grounded and silencing those voices, or not putting importance in what you experience in the 3D, but understanding that you are a limitless being who has new opportunities and who can shift into different timelines when they put their focus on that path. Even if it feels like you're getting, even if it feels like you're going to be shedding something that you think that you want, I feel like there's a lot of growth happening here. I feel like your spirit guides really want you to embrace this season of growth. Yeah. Here's another card, insight. So your spirit guides, your angels, God, they really want you to be open, to have a learning attitude, to have a learning, to be adaptable, to be malleable. You're going to receive wisdom when you understand that there's always more to learn. There's always more to understand. There's more to life than just the things that we perceive to be important, or the things that we perceive to have. There's just more that your spirit guides and your angels want you to learn. There's more. You're going to get more insight and more guidance when you learn more, when you allow yourself to have a learning attitude, when you allow yourself to let yourself coast. Let yourself coast. A lot of the times we can be stubborn is what's coming, because we think that specific way is going to lead us somewhere where we think so logical and so analytical, right? But your spirit guides want you to know is when you start to learn more and tap into yourself more, you're going to develop more fruits and more talents and more gifts within yourself that allow you to actually see the beauty that's within creating with the universe, co-creating with the universe, if that makes sense. Yeah, 10-10 here. Trust the journey. Trust the journey. I feel like whoever you are, collective, you're at this in-between stage right now. And I want to be very careful when I say this, because I feel like clarity is very significant here. It's time to turn your long-held ideas into action. Soon you'll connect with the right people, encounter favorable circumstances, and access the necessary resources. As a result, you'll experience joy and new opportunities. Trust the journey and have faith in the process. And some words that are coming up here is clarity, patience, insight, happiness, progress, self-discovery, and unconditional love. And 1010 could be significant for anyone there. Yeah. What came up earlier is, some of you may be procrastinating right now. You may be procrastinating. And it's very important that you ground yourself. A lot of things here that, are very important is understanding that being spiritual is also balancing and staying grounded. I feel like maybe you could be an air sign, could be significant here. But I feel like you have something inside of you that knows what they want. You want to feel something. Because maybe you think that when you get to that feeling or to the end, you'll feel whole, or you'll feel altogether well-rounded, something like that. But what I'm hearing here is there's beauty in the patience and beauty in the progress. And self-discovery is what's going to help you understand maybe why you're procrastinating. Why are you not taking action? What is really happening here? Maybe you need to let go of old habits that you have. Maybe you need to let go of old thinking patterns that you have. I feel like some of you could be multi-talented here. Some of you could be, you're someone that probably multitask. You have your head going in different directions at different times here. And I feel like your spirit guides right now want you to ground yourself and want you to think simple. Sometimes you can overcomplicate things, thinking that they need to be more complicated than they are. But the beauty is in the simplicity. The beauty is in going within, loving on yourself. And when you can embody the state that you want to be in now, it doesn't matter if you're feeling sad or whatever. If you can just embody with that belief, embody that state that you want to be in, then things in your outer world start to change. And the way that I like to look at it is the change in perspective. The change in perspective. And trust me, if you are someone that is going through financial problems, trust me, I know all about that. I've been there, okay? And it is a feeling where, it could feel hopeless. It could feel like you could feel like you're going through a storm. You could feel like there is no hope. You could feel like maybe, there is no way out. But sometimes the answer could be right in front of us. Sometimes maybe we're scared to ask for help, or we could be scared of rejection, or we could just be having all of these projections of what we think, like no one's going to want to help me, or no one's going to understand, or when I'm hearing it, ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. Sometimes the answer is right in front of us, and if we could just shift the focus, things can change. Okay? Things can change. There are brighter days coming. There are brighter days coming. Things are going to work out for you. There's going to be someone coming to help you. I'm getting you're going to be embraced. You're going to be embraced by the universe, by your angels, by your guides. You're not alone during this time. The word learn was coming out. Learn to trust and learn to center yourself and learn that it's okay to ask for help. Learn that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to reach out. It's okay for you to, I feel like you're someone that you're so strong. Like you don't like to ask for help. I'm hearing here, you may feel like you're a burden to other people. But I feel like during this time, there's someone out there that wants to help you. There's someone out there that is willing to extend their hand for help. If you're just willing to ask for help, if you're just willing to allow yourself to trust that there is someone out there that actually cares about you. I feel like there could be a lot of healing that has to be done here as well regarding that. But yes, I'm also feeling that a lot of you, and look at here at the bottom of the deck, hope. There is hope. There is hope right around the corner. If you're facing financial problems right now, there's hope around the corner. Your angels are going to be sending someone to aid you during this time. Someone that's going to give you that hope that you've been looking for. Okay, there's going to be light in the middle of darkness. There's going to be light in the middle of the darkness that you're feeling right now. And you're going to feel joy. A lot of you could be feeling like this urge to move around, to dance. And this is something that I absolutely recommend, that can help shift your frequency, that it can help raise your vibrations. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling any type, of course, not to suppress your emotions, but if you're feeling like you're just not understanding, why do I feel like this way? Why do I feel icky? Or why do I feel, sometimes you could be feeling other people's emotions, okay? Especially if you're an empath. And, Spirit wants you to dance it out. I 1,000% recommend this. And dance it out. Put some of your favorite music and dance. And you'll start to feel the weight on your shoulders that start to lighten. Okay, so a lot here is, there's a lot that you can do when you allow yourself to shift your perspective. And asking you shall receive is another thing that's coming here. There's someone here that is going to come into your life that you're going to feel comfortable to ask. You're going to feel comfortable to ask for help, and they are going to help you during this time of need. Yeah. So I do feel like, let's pull one more angel number here. Angel message. The final thoughts. And see, what is it that you want this collective to know? Yeah. Again, 555. Fives could be significant here. So, you are not a victim of circumstance. You are a beneficiary, enriching life experience. By embracing and adapting to change, you're setting yourself up for long-term success. Trust that everything is unfolding for the best. You are achieving your goals, and everything will work out perfectly in the end. If that isn't confirmation, I don't know what is. My love, your angels and your spirit guides have your back. And literally the next card that's under is the same. Like, literally, fives are going crazy right now. Fives are going crazy right now, okay? This is all about change. You're about to level up. Although it may not feel easy at first, this challenge is preparing you for greater things that align with your highest good. This is the why you've been seeking. Keep pushing forward. There's a reward waiting for you at the end of this journey. Ooh, oh my goodness. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling, wow. I don't know about you, but I felt that. Wow, change is coming. Change is coming. You're about to experience a breakthrough in your life. You're about to experience a breakthrough in your life. So if you have been feeling like this stagnant energy and you're not understanding, why am I procrastinating? I'm someone that I have good ideas. I had all this energy. I'm someone that just wants to go. I feel like Spirit really wants you to learn to be okay with being. You don't need to be something else or be outside of yourself to feel like you are enough, to feel like you are whole. Get into the observer. Become an observer of your own life and understand that life is happening for you and not to you, and understand the importance of grounding yourself. And the resources are going to show themselves to you. They're going to show themselves to you, and understand the importance of loving on yourself and nurturing yourself. That's going to be so significant right now. Okay? Oh my goodness. That was such a beautiful energy, and I know that can happen. And that's going to be the message for today. If anything resonated with you, let me know below which parts resonated with you. But I'm feeling guided and directed to tell you that hope is not lost. Okay? Hope is not lost. Help is on the way. Everything's going to work out perfectly at the end. And you are resourceful. You are abundant. You are limitless. There's nothing that you can't do. Allow yourself to learn. Allow yourself to adapt. Allow yourself to experience change, because sometimes change can be good. Sometimes in life, things don't work out, not only for divine protection, but also to direct you in the path that you truly do want to go, the path that you truly want to go. Embrace change. Change comes with unexpected blessings. All right, my love, that's going to be it for today's message. And as always, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.